Yeah. You gotta work. You gotta work, grind, shine, it's mine. Gotta show everybody it's my time. Getting here, you gotta work, grind, shine. Never mind who talking down, cause they lying. Don't talk, you gotta work.
Welcome to Let's Talk with Carl Lee. Let's Talk is proudly presented by attorney Frank Walker. Real talk, real experience, real results. FrankWalkerLaw.com. Let the conversation begin on Let's Talk.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Carl Lee with Let's Talk, and I have my co-host Lisa Otey with me today.
Hello.
Hollis Lewis could not make it.
Yes, flying solo.
How have you dealt with the snow and the cold?
Just like everybody else, I've hunkered down, ate lots of carbs, watched lots of Netflix series that I wanted to catch up on, and just did the prayers that the power didn't go out. That was our biggest worry during the ice storm.
Yeah, I think that was pretty much probably everybody's. I didn't care like how much of anything we got.
Right.
Just please don't let the power go.
I know, right? You have to pray to the power gods. Every time it flickered, we would just like go. Both of us would just look at each other, and then it came back on. So we were blessed that
we were pretty fortunate too.
Yeah.
We didn't really have any flickers or anything like that. Like it
wow,
was really
okay.
not any time that we were worried about any kind of electricity or anything. But man, when that rain came and the temperature dropped, I don't think I've ever seen my driveway with that much ice.
And still there's ice everywhere. I mean, we're 4 days out and we're still dealing with it.
Still dealing with it.
Yeah. Oh, well, let's hope it gets better. Spring come.
All right, yeah, for sure. Well, Lisa, we don't have our other co-host, Hollis Lewis. He was unable to make it today. But, there's always been a conversation around parents and their kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's always been this thing about dads coaching their sons and all of
I know where you're going. Keep going.
All of those things have always been like, and I think for the most part, everybody that's been in that situation never wants to be that dad. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And some work really hard not to be. They're harder on their son than they might be on anybody else.
Sure.
And hats off to them for that. And then there's the other ones who are pushing their kids, regardless of how good or great they are, they expect them to be greater than
top of the class.
The top of the class.
Right.
But I don't know if I can ever remember any notable individuals as notable
until now
as noticeable as Deion Sanders and his son Shadour.
He's very happy right now, according to social media. Did you see?
I did not see that.
He put it out there in all caps, referring to his son Shadour, and I think we're referring to the fact that he's going to be playing in the Pro Bowl, right? The flagged football Pro Bowl. Okay. I know, I had to say that. But he put in all caps out there on social media. I don't know if it was X or could have been, but he said, "God is good, so good," in all caps, because his son will be starting for the AFC in the Pro Bowl games, plural. It's not just the Pro Bowl now. You know that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Making sure our audience knew that as well.
But okay. And again, let me clarify to your points.
Please do. Somebody needs to clarify all of this to me. Go ahead.
For me, as a guy who's been extremely blessed to have been selected to a Pro Bowl.
Sure.
To go to 3.
Mm-hmm.
And look across the field and look at the best players in the league.
Yes.
Of the AFC. Look left and right of the best players, in the NFC.
Right.
And realizing that I'm in this line.
You're in this club.
I'm in this club.
Uh-huh.
And to say that Shadour is now officially, quote, in that class bothers me.
Okay. I'm glad you started with that statement. That was going to be a question for you, of course, because we know how he landed in this position. And he wasn't first choice by far.
Nope.
We can go down a long list of names that were probably explored before they got to him. His stats, I'm not going to, can I throw a few out
Yes,
there?
feel free
because
to.
we're giving Shadour Pro Bowler status now.
Right.
He will play in this game and he
Yes.
will be considered an all-pro like you.
Yes.
Like
yes,
you, okay.
Yes.
So when I was looking at some of his stats from this past year when he played for the Browns, he was 35th in the league in passing yards. He was 42nd in completions, 41st in his passing rating. Okay? Okay, I'm just going to lay that out there and leave it there for you, just kind of to absorb it and digest it and all those things. But we know, and surely Dad knows, and surely Shadour knows, that this is kind of going to have a hashtag this year beside of him being named a Pro Bowler, because we know injuries took out some of the better quarterbacks that would have been selected for the AFC. I mean, still Patrick Mahomes could have been selected.
Right.
Josh Allen could have been another one, right? Bo Nix even from Denver probably would have been justified, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let me just finish my thought here. So is it that the game and its honor has become so diminished that we're taking Shadour as the starting quarterback for the AFC, or is it marketability because of who he is and his dad?
I'm going to probably say both.
Okay, fair enough.
Because when I think Pro Bowl, okay, I'm thinking the best players at their position.
Sure.
So you run through the quarterbacks, and we all know the names of all the top quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Now, some of those guys, most of those guys even, will probably not be interested in playing for whatever, for the lack of, you want to be selected, but you don't want to play.
Okay.
In most cases, most players want to be selected, but they don't want to play.
They don't want to participate.
They don't want to participate.
Risk of injury.
And risk of injuries and all of those kinds of things.
Right.
And maybe to where they're trying to take it, which I think is crazy. But, it should be just a game. Just a game. But what bothers me in Shadour's situation is, and again, I can understand his dad's excitement about it.
Sure. That's natural.
That's natural. But I think also, I would like to think that Deion would also understand, though, that this is not he would not have been satisfied by being a selected pick well beyond, because of all the players who can't, all the DBs who didn't want to play, and he all of a sudden stepped in. I don't think he would have wanted that. I think he would have only wanted to be in that game if he was the top player. If he earned it.
Right.
If he was a top player in the league.
So I'm going to throw this question at you then, Carl, saying what you just said. Should he maybe have declined the invitation to, Trevor Lawrence declined. He didn't think twice about it. So why do you think Shadour felt like it was okay to accept?
I don't know how you turn it down.
Trevor Lawrence did.
Well, but again,
he just declined it. He didn't even have an injury. He just said, "No, I'm not doing it."
And again, I think where the Pro Bowl is as a status of a game now, I think players who are legitimate players are not interested in. They don't need that to add on to their career.
Okay, because it's not the honor like it used to be.
I totally do not believe it's it's nice to say, I'm a Pro Bowler, I'm an All-Pro. That gives you clout.
Mm-hmm.
The game itself,
Not now.
The game itself today does not do anything for you. So if you are Shadour and you have a Pro Bowl honor on your resume, it sticks there and it stays there, and people are thinking, when your career is over, you're like, oh, he made a Pro Bowl. He must have been one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Football Pro Bowl. It's a little different.
It is a little
different.
different.
And I understand their reasoning. I understand why the league had to kind of
turn
it down a notch.
I don't.
You don't?
I don't. And you know what I would have?
I think it was to get players to participate, because like you said, a lot of them decline it because they don't want to take the risk of getting hurt. And if it's flag football, bigger names may participate.
I'm not coming. I don't want to make I don't want to have an NFL award. Okay, hear me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want an NFL award that is saying to me, I am one of the best corners in the league, and then you're going to fly me somewhere to go play flag football. That's not what I do.
And I wish the audience could see the look on your face when you said flag football. I mean, that would be amazing if they could see it. You're not impressed at all.
No.
I'm just not interested in. I mean, I know flag football it's a big thing. I mean, it's coming. It's up and coming. I know that the women have their own league, right?
Yes.
Some of the women,
and I love it. That's fine.
But not for NFL.
Not for NFL football, because you're creating a all-star game over with something that I don't do. I don't play flag football. I play football.
Right.
If you want to give me the honor of a Pro Bowl player, then either let me play football or let's just do like how we do here in the state. You have all state, you just announce the names. There is no game.
And be done with it.
To be done with it.
That's a good point.
Why are you trying to play? Why don't you just, if you're going to just select them, it's about the money.
It's about the money.
Everything is about the money.
Yeah. How much money could they possibly make on this? I mean, I know it's on Tuesday. Let's see, it's Tuesday, February 3rd. Is that a typical day of the week that they do it? I thought they did it like.
I would have assumed it would have been a weekend.
Well, that's what I thought too.
But I would think if you do it on a weekend, you're probably not going to make any money because people are going to watch other sports.
Yeah, you're competing with
everything.
Yeah.
So let's do it on a weekday, which makes no sense for a quote all-star game. But you got to try to fit in and get whatever audience that you can get. And I'm just telling you, and again, even if I had not been a Pro Bowl player, there's zero chances that I would think this is okay.
Yeah, I mean, that was going to be like, I wanted to know what you thought about having a guy that had like 6 people that they asked in front of him, or at least 6 quarterbacks, either because of injury couldn't participate, or they just flat out said, no, I'm not doing it.
And okay, and so if you get him, he's the most notable player that you can get that you think can draw attention to the game.
Don't you think there are other quarterbacks that are more deserving that probably would have said yes?
There had to be.
I mean, in my mind, there's got to be.
Even to that degree, let's say anybody who was a backup quarterback who has had history of being a good player could be there even before
a rookie.
And
so
a rookie
do you take offense that it's a rookie? Because that's not typical, right?
It's not a lot of rookies who go to the Pro Bowl. You got to be
above and beyond
yes,
to go as a rookie,
as a quarterback. And I wish I would have looked this up, but I don't think you've ever had a rookie quarterback in any award.
Yeah.
It's just too hard. And is all this because he's Deion's son, or is this just he's the guy that's there? And see, to me, I feel like it's Deion's son.
Yeah. I think it goes back to the question I asked you. Is it about the marketability of him, or is it talent? Well, the stats tell you which one it is, right?
Yes, basically.
I mean, numbers don't lie. We've said that before on the show.
And you know what else? You know what else is me knowing how the game is actually played,
Right.
he could do extremely well in that game. Because of the way it has become.
And so that's maybe why they chose him, because they know.
I don't think that's why they chose him. I think that he can fit, and
so he'll pick up that part of the game pretty easily.
Yeah. He may score, he may scramble and go score a touchdown or a couple or throw one and all that kind of stuff, and it's going to look good because it's the Pro Bowl, and quote, it's the best players in the league.
Mm.
But on the other side of that, I know that in my era of Pro Bowl opportunities, from 1983 to 1994, he's not making not one of them. Not as a substitute, not as anything.
I'm in total agreement with you on this whole topic. Like, it blew my mind. But then I started, looking at some of the news media, outlets and what they were saying about how he got there. And it was a combination of your better players were either injured or they said no thanks. I think the next in line after Mahomes and Josh Allen, Justin Herbert was Drake May. Well, of course, they're going to the Super Bowl, so he's ineligible. And I don't even think he would have played in it even if they'd lost that game. What do you think? I mean, he's not a rookie, though.
I don't think so.
I know he's new. He's young, and he hasn't been playing long. But
I think you'd have to go to every quarterback, any veteran quarterback.
And they said no?
If you've gone to you'd have to go. To me, I'm thinking they should have gone to every starting quarterback.
They could have gone to Joe Burrow.
Yes. Any one of those kinds of quarterbacks you could have gone to and asked them first. Shadour is not ahead of any veteran quarterback in the league. He's just not.
So it has to be the fact that they feel like what you just said, like he fits the mold for this type of Pro Bowl, so to speak, for
this
a flag football, this event.
Yes. I don't necessarily want to call it, football or a game, but we'll call it an event.
Well, I'm guessing you're not going to tune in on Tuesday, February 3rd, and check it out.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. And all due respect,
you're being a hater.
I am, and I can be a good one though. I'm good at it. I have. And unfortunately, Coop let me have a mic, so I can hate even more. So I blame part of that on him.
It's dangerous territory we're entering here. Oh no. Okay. All right. Well, I'll watch for both of us. How's that? And I'll fill you in because I know you'll be dying to know all the stats and how he fared.
You know what? He's gonna fare good.
And that's going to upset you.
He's going to fare good.
Yeah.
He's going to do, I think he will do well. I'm not saying he doesn't have talent.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm trying to say. But there is a class that, to me, I would like to think that I was privileged to be in.
Right. You earned it.
And I earned it.
Right.
And again, I could have worked as hard as I wanted and never made a Pro Bowl. I would have never said that I think that I was worthy of it. But I worked hard enough, got selected, and so I know I worked hard enough, and I got it, and I was there as a starter. So I started in all three of my Pro Bowls. And when I look at a situation like this, here's a guy whose stats do not even
come close
to a Pro Bowl quarterback's stats.
Right.
If all these guys turn down that job, that opportunity, the question we should be asking ourselves is what's going on? What are these players lacking, or why are they turning it down?
Well, I mean, I think the question, that's a legitimate question, and I think you've already answered it. It's the fact that they've downgraded it. They've made it a flag foot. It's almost like it's a watered down version of what you played in.
Right.
And people, the Pro Bowl was a hard sell anyway. We know that, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yes, I'll give you that.
Right.
I'll give you that.
To get an audience.
Yes.
But
Yes.
now that they've even taken it down another level, it's super hard. And so I think now they're struggling, maybe putting the, Shadour Sanders name out there to kind of get audience, kind of get that viewership up. I don't know, but it's puzzling.
Yeah, and that's probably a fact there
Mm-hmm.
that you make, but you can't. But you're crazy to think that he's the guy who is going to make that happen.
Yeah.
And I get it. You think Deion's coming with that package. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that
pan
enough?
the camera up in the audience and there's proud dads sitting there cheering him on.
Is that enough to draw? Let me ask you this question.
Mm-hmm.
Is that enough to draw you to the game?
No. It's not enough to draw me. I don't care who's playing. It could be Prince and it could be Superman. I'm not interested in watching a flag football game with NFL players.
Right.
I'm just not. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's nothing against. I'm not knocking the sport at all.
I appreciate the effort to try to make it safe and fun and all that kind of stuff.
But it's not. It's not what it was, and it just is not something I'm interested in, to be honest.
Would you say this? Would you say this? Then it's really this is not a Deion issue or Shadour issue.
Mm-hmm.
As much as this is the NFL as a whole.
Sure.
Because you either, I mean, it's a football. I'm going to a Pro Bowl because of football.
Right.
I don't want to do anything other than football. I don't want to don't add anything to the football.
No.
Just give me the football and let's go and play.
It's like if you went to the NBA All-Star game and they play horse.
Yes.
Instead. I mean, it's sort of
Perfect
a
example. That is
I don't know. I mean,
that's a great
maybe
example.
I'm stretching it a little bit, but
you are not.
It's a watered-down version of what you want to see in an All-Star Pro Bowl type of atmosphere.
No, that's a great example. That's a great example. Because who would be interested in watching that? Not
me. I mean, I was kidding you. I won't be. I won't watch it. But I mean, it's just it is what it is, and he is going to be starting in the Pro Bowl, and he'll get to go out and say he's a Pro Bowler, just like you. So, welcome to that.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna. We got a couple different things that we were going to talk about, but I'm going to jump. I want to talk about, since we got the dad son thing, kids in sports.
Yeah.
When you start talking about like, and again, I work for the city of South Charleston, and and Frank Mullins, the mayor of South Charleston, does a great job with supporting youth sports.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got some sports that kids that can't pay, they don't have to pay. They we go out to try to support them, make sure that they're educated about the sport. If nothing else, that's the most important thing.
Sure.
What I think has happened into
Well, can I throw a study out?
Yes,
let me throw this study out, because I came across this. This study actually was, the results of the study were released in July, and I just happened to come across it when I was on the internet a few days ago, and I thought it was kind of intrigued me, so I kind of read the article. But this was actually the results of a study conducted by the Center for Sports Leadership and Learning, which is an institution that is based in Dallas, Texas, that for the past 4 or 5 years, basically what they're trying to instill leadership skills for coaches, for people that sponsor youth sports, things of that nature, or actually all sports. It doesn't necessarily have to be youth, but they did a study on youth, and what they found was, and it was kind of alarming, 70% of kids quit organized sports by the age of 13. That's the study that they did. And do you think that's a true stat?
Yes. Yes, and there's still a lot more that will go even earlier than that. Just being around youth sports. the city of South Charleston, like I said, sponsors youth sports, football, basketball, baseball. And we had one team. We fielded one team last season of 3. Okay? So
Yeah.
and we literally had like, I'm going to say maybe 15 players playing football.
Yeah.
Where we should be having 20, 25 per team in all 3 groups. And part of it
So
has
it's decreased
been,
that
yes.
much.
And because
okay.
and part of it is because of the winning and losing issue. And parents, they get upset when their kids lose. And the kids understand that reality and they don't want to lose. But this is not where, and I don't think youth football or youth sports should really be about winning and losing. I think it has some kind of way, if we don't change youth sports into competition, I want to compete against you.
Right.
And the winning and losing does not have to matter.
That was something that they cited as one of the reasons.
Yes.
Okay. And it was the fact that, if the kids aren't playing and the parents aren't there for the right reasons, which is basically, to find joy in the game, find joy in the sport, growth, health, life lessons. You've said that before.
Yep.
Then that's a reason that it's coming down. The numbers are coming down. They also gave 4 other reasons. I want to get your opinion on these, Carl, because you obviously coach, youth sports. One they said was burnout from the student or from the athlete, which you just touched on that. Early specialization, kind of putting them in a box too early.
Yep.
Inequity.
Yep.
Which is the money part, and then what we just touched on, the loss of joy. Those were the 4 main reasons that they feel like the numbers for kids participating are coming down. What's your opinion on those?
I would agree with every one of them.
Okay.
And probably could add to the pressure from a parent to that kid. Because I have a kid that's a good size. I think I'm the dad who's played football. I think he should be great.
Yeah.
Because of his size and his
physical
his
traits.
physical traits. But for whatever reason, he's not. So if he's not, I think it's because he's not trying hard enough. Or I need to train him more, which is only going to deter him to like the sport even more.
Yeah.
He's going to dislike it more because he wants it. My issue, me growing up with my dad being a diehard football fan, and he pushed me beyond belief. But the issue with that was that I love football too. And I wanted to be good. I wanted to get to every next level that there possibly could be. And my dad was part of that. So him making me go out and do anything in the backyard, I was actually okay with that.
Sure.
I wasn't fighting him against it. I just hated that, he never had given me enough to say that I was good enough. I could always be better, but in hindsight, he was right. I needed to be better in every level that I could be if I was going to reach the dream that I was talking about wanting to be.
And see, I think that's a different kind of pressure.
Yes.
And did he try to categorize you at a young age, or did he just say play football and figure it out?
He had no idea of what position I would play.
Right.
He didn't care if I was a quarterback, running back. I played guard. My first
So you
years,
played a variety of positions before you settled on safety, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And
I think that's what they're saying.
And Dad never said anything about it. He didn't care where I was playing. If I was playing a position, that my dad was the kind of man to say that the coach knows what he's doing, so that's why he's there.
Yeah. And so I think what you're saying, I'm just going to try to sum up what you're saying with your relationship with your dad and football at a young age, that the long-term athletic development was what you were focused on, not on, just you're going to be a quarterback, Carl.
Right.
And so we're going to work on quarterback skills, and whether you like it or not, you are quarterback material.
Yep, you're right. My dad never had no.
And do you think that happens now in youth sports?
I don't. I think most people think that their kid is something, even if they're a good quarterback at the youth level. That does not mean.
But do they get
in
stuck?
Middle school?
Do they get stuck on a position sometimes?
Yes.
And that's a problem.
And I think they get stuck, and I think the parent gets stuck on that position.
Sure.
Because you got to leave that up to the coach. You got to, because the question I would ask a parent who thinks that their kid is worthy of or belongs in a certain position. Mm-hmm. What makes you think that?
Yeah.
What is it about your son that you think he should be a quarterback?
Yeah.
Well, he can throw the ball.
Yeah,
he can throw the ball, and he throws me passes that they're 30 yards.
But the better question is, does the son want to be a quarterback?
There you go.
I mean, when you stifle their creativity and their ownership, they may want to be a safety like Carl Lee.
And you can't.
You can't box them in.
You can't box them in, and you can't assume from season from level to level that they're going to be the same thing. Again, I played at Marshall. I was a safety. I played safety 1 year in Minnesota, my second season, and I was so happy to go back to corner.
You learned really quick.
I knew that was not my position, know? And I had only played corner maybe 2 games in my entire life at Marshall.
Right.
But I was drafted as a corner. Mm-hmm. Then my second year in the league, I ended up going back to safety. And like I said, I hated it. My third year, I come back to corner, and I get a guy named Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
And the rest of my career is history.
Yeah.
And I say that again because just the fortunate piece of somebody recognizing, a coach, recognizing what is best for me. What might be something that I can do,
you, and but not telling you,
not telling me.
Yeah, encouraging you,
and showing me what I can do and how I can do it.
Not saying you have to do it, but here's something you might want to try.
Yeah. We were going to we were going to go to bump and run, man to man, blitzing, and all that kind of stuff. We were going to do that. So you either had to fit that or you were going to be gone. But it was, again, part of that is being taught, and the other piece of it is being willing to say, okay, well, I don't want to be a safety anyway, so I can be a corner and do what now? Okay, do it this way. That I'm trying to get that information, and this is before Pete Carroll is Pete Carroll,
right?
This is long before anybody knew who he was, and all that teaching, all of that knowledge that he gave to me, that's why I'm sitting here.
Right.
Oh,
we know coaches are like they're the main ingredient.
Oh my
the
gosh.
Staple.
They really are.
The development of an athlete, and there was something that I also read in the study that you and Hollis have said more than once on the podcast that I can recall, but you should have an emphasis on multi-sport participation. So if you're playing football, just like you guys have talked about, we want to see you play basketball, run track, do something in addition to that sport, because you may find that sport it more suits you than the one that they're driving you to participate in.
And I would say this, that if as an adult, if you were learning something and somebody was teaching you that craft that you are looking to do, you would invest yourself in that knowledge. So I say that to say, in order to allow a kid to be a player in any sport, don't lock them into
one thing.
To one thing.
Yeah.
Because one thing helps the next thing. And the next thing helps
Great
the
point.
next thing.
Great point.
If you're not going to do footwork with your child, then you better put him in basketball. If you don't have a training regimen that's going to help him get faster, put him in track.
There you go. It's a great point.
I mean, that you're gonna understand when it's too late, when all of a sudden they're saying, that's he's too slow.
Well, and that's going to help with burnout. Because if you're just focused on one sport, one position all the time, it's easy. It's just like anybody that has a work position or a job that, if you do too much all the time, you're going to experience burnout.
And look,
kids are no different.
They're no different.
Right.
And hear me out. I started in basketball not because I could shoot, not because I could dribble, not because I could do anything other than play defense, which was okay with me because it was footwork.
Right.
And I had to pass. Coach Walton would, if I took a shot, I'd be sitting on the bench. I'd have to guard the guy who was their best player.
Sure.
Basketball, football, baseball, like any sport that I played, the only thing that I was ever any good was football. And I used
But you enjoyed the other sports.
I enjoyed the other sports because I was getting something from it.
Right. And it gave you a mental break from football, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think I could have just dove into football and been into it every single day forever. Right. I needed a break.
Yeah.
But
especially
in the
kids.
break, and in the break, though, what they're getting something special. They're getting another skill set that will help them.
Yeah. I mean, it to me, it's not rocket science. I mean, I think all of this, the study really made sense, and especially when I started reading through and the things that they recommended to remedy some of the things that are causing, these kids to leave youth sports. I was like, oh, wow. Carl and Hollis have said this over and over on the podcast. And so it was kind of refreshing to know that, we make sense sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah. It's kind of nice to know. So one more thing I wanted before we leave this issue, Carl. The one thing that I read about was the inequity. And this statistic is disturbing as well. And maybe you have some ideas. I'm kind of at a loss about it makes sense. I don't like it, but it makes sense. So they're saying that 70% of the kids who play youth sports come from high-income families versus 30% coming from your low income. So, some of the things that those are barriers. We know that income, money, finances are barriers for these kids to participate. So what do you think what are some things that we could do to help remedy those barriers?
Well, I think...
I mean, it's disturbing to me. Is it you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's not right.
And I think the most important piece to that is we have to look at it.
Yeah.
We have to look at it. We have to first admit to it. Your stats, are great, and they are. If you get a stat, then you have a stat, and then we have to assume that stat is true.
We need to highlight what you just said,
But the problem is, who's going to call that out?
Right.
Who's going to call out? So we know the statistics of the number of Black, white athletes that are in the NFL, in college, Division I. We know those kinds of numbers.
Right.
If those numbers are drastically different than what youth sports is there not a problem? Yeah. Is there something going on? Is there something wrong?
Preach. I mean, I agree.
And you can. There's a couple different ways that you can mask that. Some of that is money, cost.
Right. That was what they were talking about, like these travel ball. It costs a lot of there's a lot of costs to that with equipment and covering the the travel and all the things that come with it. And it's a lot.
Well, and to the parent who has a talented kid, and all the people from travel sports are going to be, they'll hate me for this, but that's fine. This is just what I believe. I'm not sending my kid. I'm not paying for my kid to go play against somebody in Ohio, Chicago, Virginia, or whatever. I'm going to put them in youth sports here and let them play.
Yeah.
Because at some point,
and do you think that's part of the problem too? Is travel ball taking
yes,
away from youth, organized youth sports?
And for everybody who knows me, who is involved in travel ball, knows this is my position.
Right.
I don't care. At the end of the day, the kids who are playing travel ball or whatever you want to call it, they're not, you're saying that they're getting better because they're playing against better competition. Who's measuring that competition?
I mean, I guess records.
Is that
what they're looking at?
Yeah. Because of the records, the kids are, okay, so let's say you go to Ohio and you play a basketball team that's got some really super talented kids. Or based off of how good your kids are.
Right.
So maybe they're not that great. Maybe they're just better than your kid.
Right.
That's just losing.
I mean, I think travel ball has the right intent.
I do too.
I think families want what's best for their kids, and they think that the trend is to invest in your child becoming a better athlete in whatever sport it is.
But to invest does not always mean money.
True.
Invest is.
But I think in our society today, that's kind of what we equate invest with. Do you not agree? I know what you're saying. Investing time is just as valuable.
I do.
I get it.
I do. And there's a gentleman who trains kids almost every day. Sean Lewis, great guy. Great guy. And he is helping kids be better and understand work ethic today. Okay?
Right.
Right in this moment. I'm fine with that. Okay? Because he's not guaranteeing them success. He's just trying to get them to learn how to work.
Right.
His goal is to get them to understand how to work and create the work ethic that you will need going forward once you get past him. And to me, I would not really ever want to go to a trainer per se myself.
Right.
Because until I can do it on my own. Now, if I can do it on my own, now I can go to somebody who has an expertise in it and be more than willing to listen to what he's got to say.
Sure.
But if I'm not that kid,
yeah,
I'm wasting my folks' money.
Yeah.
And what's my goal? What's my goal? What is my ultimate goal as a kid? I'm sending a kid to a trainer and who's a knowledgeable person who can help him, but he doesn't have the goals. He doesn't have.
Well, and that just proves our stat.
Yeah.
I mean, it just proves the stat we started this whole conversation with. We've got 70% of these kids that are quitting organized youth sports, according to this study. And unless we can get it turned around, it's going to carry over to the collegiate level, the high school levels, NFL. If we don't start young and give them some foundational skills, interested in the sport, what's going to happen to the sport?
If my dad was paying for Sean Lewis to train me, and Sean Lewis would go to my dad and say, you know what, he just ain't giving me really all that he's got. Not only would I be at Sean Lewis's beck and call because I know I don't want him to make another call because another call is detriment to my health. You know,
Daddy wasn't going to play.
No, he wasn't going to play.
Yeah,
and the fact that he might have been paying him money to do that.
Yeah.
If you send a kid to a trainer, you should be there to watch it, and you should watch your kid's body language and make sure that
which speaks louder
than
the voices.
anything else. And then when you do that, when it's over and you feel like he or she didn't do enough,
right?
That's a conversation. Like, look,
we're gonna talk.
We got to talk.
Yeah.
This is you're costing me money that I'm more than willing to use to get you better. But if you're not willing to work,
but that comes under the umbrella of pressure again. I mean, you know, maybe they have these visions for their baby that they're going to be, you know, whatever it is the sport is, they're going to be the best of the best, and they're not ready for that yet. So, I mean, it's a double-edged sword.
It is, because and I 100% agree with you, because I do feel like some people who get their kids a trainer, their kid's not ready yet,
right?
to
That's what
invest
I'm saying.
in what it is that you want me to do, whether it be football, basketball, baseball, whatever.
They're just not in that space.
They're just not in that space yet. And I think, but I'm going to ask you a question and see if I'm crazy.
Well, I could already tell you the answer to that. But
I
go
set
ahead.
myself up for that. So do you think that the parents can tell whether or not their kid is really, truly invested in it and worthy of going to a trainer? Do you think that do you think you could actually tell that?
I would think a bystander could tell. I mean, I just know as a former teacher, when we're doing, you know, when I was in the classroom and we had some type of project, I could point without a kid telling me anything.
Yeah.
I could tell from the, like you said, body language, the eye, you know, the eye rolls, or the, you know, excitement in their eyes. I mean, I think kids can speak louder
without saying anything.
Yeah, without, you know, they can say one thing but show you something else. You know, they haven't mastered the art of, like adults, of being able to keep your real feelings inside.
And I really,
most of the time.
Yeah, and I really think that at some point, I think every parent and every child needs to have a conversation, an open conversation about what it is that you want to do or that you don't want to do.
And here's the part that may be hard. You need to respect the conversation.
Yes.
You don't just say we're going to have a conversation and then say, oh, it doesn't matter. We're still going to do this,
still
little
gonna
Johnny.
do that. Yeah.
You know, I mean, you have to respect what he or she has to say about it.
Yeah, because if little Johnny's not interested,
then
and you're getting him a trainer and all that kind of stuff, that's not going to get him more interested in it.
No.
That's just not going to happen.
You got to back off.
Yeah. So, well,
I think we covered that one pretty well, Carl. Hollis would be proud.
Yes, he would.
His seats here empty. We miss Hollis. Oh, and by the way, when we had the conversation about Shadour, Coop kind of chimed in. He felt like Joe Flacco probably would have been a good choice. Over Shadour.
Yeah.
Which I'm with Coop. We're Team Coop on that one, aren't we?
Yeah. I mean, that would have been easy.
My brief foray into the show here, I just had to look at his stats. He had 2,600 yards receiving, had more touchdowns and interceptions, and a 60% completion percentage. Those are more NFL-like numbers than a 56% completion percentage. In modern NFL, nobody completes 56% of their passes. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, see, there you go.
There you go. Thanks, Coop.
Yeah, thanks, Coop.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, me and Lisa, we held down the show today.
We did
and we will be back again next week.